Welcome back to the channel, and in today's video we are doing a recap and review of Love Island USA Season 2 Episode 25. So before we jump into this episode's video, I have a rumor alert, and maybe you guys can help me out with this. I've been seeing some things on social media, even especially Twitter, with regards to Justine and Caleb actually had a hideaway trip, but it was cut out. I'm not sure. I'm not saying that it's factual. I just wanted to know. It probably is a rumor, but I just wanted to see if you guys knew anything about it. So comment down below if you heard any tea on that. And then what happened to our guy Noah? Because I've heard some speculation on that too, but I'm not sure. But like I say, it's all speculation. It's not fact. I just wanted to put it out there to see what you guys know. So let's jump into this video today. It was hot. So let's first start off with our first couple, Justine and Caleb. As usual, they're doing great. They actually took some time to have some actual conversation about life outside of the villa and what that's going to look like. Caleb wanted to know about her past relationships, and you know, he's a thinker. I like that about him, and I think I'm into zodiac sign, and I think he's an Aquarius and she's a Pisces. But Aquarius people are intellectuals of the zodiac, so he asked some deep questions, and he's asking, hey, you know, what happened in your past relationship so that you won't repeat the same cycle? And I really think that's a good question. And she said distance was the issue with her in her last relationship, and that she never really got closure from it because he just walked away from her. And he was like, okay, let's start right there. You know, we're not living in the same town. What would be the biggest issue for you? And she said it would be trust. Because of course, when you're not in the same town, you're wondering what's going on with your partner. And he said, you know, from what I've shown you in the villa, do you feel that you can trust me? And she said, yes. She said, I'm comfortable. You've been vulnerable with me. We have a connection we've been building on, and we've been building trust with each other. So these are the type of conversations that need to be had if you're actually truly looking to solidify something in either a regular relationship or even with what they're doing on Love Island, which a lot of the other couples are not doing. Maybe Johhny and Cely, but not really. So, you know, I'm liking the fact that they did that, you know, and I'm glad that they were able to show them not in the midst of drama, because everybody else is just either floating through time because they haven't built a connection, or there's a ton of drama. And with this particular couple, which again, they get a 10 from me this episode as well. I just think that, you know, this is how it should be done, which is why they're always the ones giving advice to everybody else. So I'm really happy with Justine and Caleb. I'm happy Justine, after going through a couple of other guys, that she actually ended up with Caleb. So we have, oh my God, that was so hot earlier today when we had the Hearts on Fire strip on strip. And still talking about Justine and Caleb. I mean, Caleb rocked it. I was actually loving this particular show. I'm surprised CBS had it in prime time, but I don't care because it was awesome. I mean, hey, I don't have an issue with live venues with hot guys. So to have this on my television for free, it was great. It was great. Guys, ladies, tell me what you think. Whoever, tell me what you think about the Hearts on Fire thing. And Justine, I mean, Caleb blew her mind with his dancing. I mean, he's not bad. Some of these guys look like they've done this before. Now, I know Justine is a go-go dancer as part-time in the evening jobs, but some of these guys look like they've been doing some dancing somewhere too. So it was Justine's turn now. And after she went through all the guys trying to get Caleb all warmed up. She put it on him. She bust that outfit open, showed what she had, have him speechless. I can guarantee you when they went to bed that night, which they haven't shown yet, yeah, I think they picked up where they left off from this particular scene. So I think Justine rocked it. Yes, she did. And Caleb was definitely satisfied with what he had to see. It blew his mind. So I'm glad she did. You go, girl. You go, girl. You rock all of that melanin you got going on over there. Some of that chocolate that Caleb is loving right now. So let's move on to our next couple, which is Carrington and Laurel. And they didn't have too much tonight. They were a part of the remaining piece of the recoupling. And for a minute, I actually thought that she was going to pick Calvin. I mean, the way she was describing things, because and Carrington was up there smiling. I'm like, dude, you feeling real cocky right now. Guys, tell me what you think. Did you actually think she was going to pick Calvin over Carrington? And then, of course, she was like, oh, this guy I want to couple up with makes me feel nervous. And, I be babbling. And, it's just he had me wowed from the day I got here and all of this. And, of course, Carrington is just smiling ear to ear. But I thought she was talking about Calvin. But I was wrong. Maybe a lot of you guys thought the same thing, but we were wrong. And she ended up with Carrington. I'm like, okay, all right, well, girl, if that's what you want to go with. I thought you wasn't feeling him, and Calvin looked kind of disappointed because he had thought that you had built a connection with him. So poor Calvin. I mean, he's just being passed around. So let's talk about the Hearts on Fire in regards to Carrington. And he had Laurel shook. I mean, honestly, Carrington did a good job. I mean, you guys rank from 1 through 5, 1 being the best, 5 being at the bottom. Who was your ranking in which one of the guy dancers was your best and your least best? They all did good, but I think Johhny and Carrington is tied at number 2. I mean, it even had Kirsten shook. She was looking at Carrington like, dang. Because, she still got a little part of her that's interested in him. But, yeah, Carrington did an excellent job. Like I say, some of these guys look like they've done this before. So I don't know, guys. You guys tell me what you think about how the guys did in the Hearts on Fire strip on strip challenge. But yeah, Carrington did pretty good. I was pretty shocked. I mean, I'm gonna give it up to Caleb too, because he did well too. But that's my top 3: Carrington, Johhny, and Caleb. I don't know about the other 2. Bennett, he was okay. He was all right. And of course, Calvin. So then we had Laurel doing her dance, and she did really good. I was wondering what I was going to expect from Laurel when she got out there, and because she's so sweet and quiet, I didn't know if she had a frisky side. But when she was up on Caleb, I was trying to see what Justine was looking like. But she got her Carrington and went over there and planted a sensual kiss on him after she did her dance, and then she tossed her little duster over to him too. All right, let's move on to Kirsten and Calvin. So we're back at the recoupling with Kirsten making her choice. And she says that this guy that she want to couple up with, the conversation has been getting better and better. He's handsome, he's caring, he's compassionate. And I'm going to admit it, she admitted that she was superficial and shallow, and she's been trying harder to be a better person. And even though she's coupled up with Calvin, she still had some conversation with Bennett. And honestly, like I said in the previous episode, actually, I think her and Bennett have more of a compatibility. There's a connection with those two. And as we get further in the conversation with this couple, I'll touch on that. But yeah, Calvin is just not clicking with anybody right now, unfortunately. So maybe one of these girls that's coming in, which, we'll talk about them at the end, will maybe have some connection with Calvin. And of course, he didn't get chosen. Kirsten chose Bennett. So she recoupled because she was originally with Calvin. And now Calvin is single. And now it's Bennett and Kirsten. So I'm happy about that. I'm actually happy about that. Because I really truly think that there are some things that they have in common. They look like they're completely compatible on some things. And even Bennett said when they had their little sit-down conversation, that you made an impression, well, he made an impression on her. And he was excited to get to know her at a deeper level and take it at her speed, fast or slow. Because that's the thing about Kirsten is that she kind of want to take her time. And, she said he's definitely worth pursuing. The connection we have is worth pursuing. And, Bennett is like, with Calvin no longer being an issue, that's one of the obstacles that's out of the way. So they can really, truly get to fully know each other, which I totally agree with that. I mean, guys, tell me what you think about Kirsten and Bennett. Do you think they'll make a good couple? You see chemistry there, a connection? And so he went into explicit detail about the fact that he dated Summer Rae. I'm assuming she's well known. He dated her for 2 years, met her in a restaurant, and that he learned a lot from that relationship. And she was kind of shook by that it was somebody well known that he dated. I just don't want her to internalize that and feel insecure about that. But so far, it doesn't seem that that's the case with her. But she was like, hey, her loss is my gain. So, and I'm like, okay, you go, girl. Go ahead and capitalize on Mr. Bennett. So, we'll see what happened with these two. And he actually, she tried to get away. Like, okay, let's go get back with our friends. And he was like, hold on 1 second. I want to do something before we go. And he planted a kiss on her. So, yeah, and I don't think the other guys have done that. Carrington, none of the other guys. So let's talk about Bennett and being the Mr. Plumber dude. And he said he make house calls. And, I mean, she was really shocked. Bennett looked really good on that pole. I mean, he wasn't bad. I mean, I would probably put him as number 4 on my list. Because I told you what my top 3 was. But he didn't. None of the guys did bad. It was just some were more sexier, and it looked like striptease dancing that you would see in a male strip club. So, but they all did good. And Moira is feeling some kind of way about Bennett too. We'll get to her later. But yeah, Kirsten was really excited about this one. So it's now her turn. And she did a pretty good job as well. I mean, I don't know if these girls, besides Justine, who we do know is a go-go dancer, I mean, even Carrington was shook by Kirsten. I mean, I don't know if she had any experience. I know she worked in a bar, but she did a pretty good job. She really did. And she had Carrington feeling some kind of way. She had Bennett feeling some kind of way. And her eye contact, I don't know if you noticed, guys, was actually toward Carrington. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I honestly think that her eye contact that she was given trying to look sexy with her dance was totally directed at Carrington. And Carrington picked up on that because he definitely was feeling some kind of way about that. I just hope that she kind of shifted her eyes from left to right, because they had the camera heavily on Carrington, and you can tell he was like, oh yeah, maybe I need to switch my decision up and see what Kirsten is all about. But she did a really good job. I just want her to build on her connection with Bennett, because I honestly think that they can definitely go somewhere with this. and she'll be happy. I mean, she was excited about the fact that they had that chemistry where they felt a connection when they were talking. I mean, they were touching each other's hands. He put a kiss on her, all of that. But that dance that she did for Carrington, oh, come on. You know she was trying to get his heart rate up. She was trying to get a lot of things up, put some on Carrington's mind. But now let's move on to Johhny and Cely. And obviously they have made up. Of course, she chose him over Benny in the recoupling, which is probably going to be expected. I mean, honestly, Benny really didn't get much time because Johhny and Cely was dealing with the drama between each other. She had some conversations, but he was pretty much, he wasn't going to be chosen. I saw that coming, even though I totally, because I saw you guys' comment yesterday about Johhny, and yeah, I was looking at Johhny with a side eye because of some of the stuff that he was doing that kind of made him look controlling and low-key manipulative. So I don't know yet. My rating is, they're not back at a 9 or a 10 with me. You know, they're still at a 7 because I need to see with these new girls coming in what Johhny is going to do. Okay? But anywho, yeah, he was the one that was chosen by Cely. And, of course, Benny is single. Didn't make any other connections because his focus was so much on her. And so now he's also single that is now leaving the villa. But yeah, they are just all sunshine and rainbows right now. And they decide to have a sit-down conversation after the recoupling. And Johhny was saying, I appreciate where we at and where we came from and how we got past this past week. And he got emotional. She said by him getting emotional, it's going to make her cry. And, he said that she means so much to him. He's so sorry, which, of course, we've been hearing that all week or for the last 3 days. But he's so sorry and for making her feel less than 100%. Now, I do like that statement because he definitely did that. Sometimes you worry if people get their own insecurities and make, feel in some kind of way. No, he definitely made her feel less than 100% just by the behavior with Mercedes at Casa Amor. This is somebody that you were supposed to be 100 with, and you were definitely not 100 with her. So I'm glad he put that out there and that he needs to work on himself and make him better. So we now have to see if he's going to put in the work to do what he needs to do to gain Cely's trust back. I mean, otherwise, they're going to be back at square one. And obviously, from what we saw, when the girls came in and he said some remark, instantly her defense mechanism, she was triggered by that. So it's too soon, Johhny. It's too soon. We don't know what's going to happen in tomorrow's episode with this, but he's definitely going to have to watch his step when it comes to her. But then they talk about this is their fresh start, their clean slate. And he said that he's falling for her. Okay. Sometimes knee-jerk situations can kind of knock you into place. So maybe not. You guys tell me what you think. But he was getting chills. And, of course, an excited Cely is telling her girlfriends, about what had happened, Laurel and Justine. And he says he's falling for me, and I told him that I was too. And I'm like, oh, my God. Work on trying to build trust first before falling into the feelings. Y'all got to grow in love, not fall in love. Grow, okay? And he was saying the same thing to Calvin, that, I'm glad she gave me this opportunity. Man, I could have really screwed up. But she stuck it out with me and, don't screw it up, Johhny. I mean, you don't get too many chances like this and take it seriously. But you can tell Cely was definitely in a good mood because she was bouncing all over the bedrooms in the villa, she's running through there screaming and laughing. You know a happy Cely when you see one. And they started getting into this pillow fight. The energy is in the room. Cely and Johhny has hashed it out. Everybody's happy. They're playing with each other. Great. So hopefully they can build upon their relationship, build that trust back in, and just be happy. That's all I can ask for the two of them. She's made her choice. Whether America likes it or not, it's her choice. And whatever good or otherwise come from that, she'll be the recipient of it. So she also was the leader of the aqua aerobics, which I thought that was cute. She says she liked being in charge and telling other people what to do. I can tell that, Cely, but I really think she has a cool personality. And I don't know if you guys went over to her YouTube channel. It's growing by leaps and bounds. She's an excellent singer, so go check her out, Cely Vasquez. So let's get to the Hearts of Fire strip on strip. And Johhny, oh my gosh. That dude came golden skin, oiled up, muscled, ripped abs, everything. And Cely was like floored. She was shook. And then he got up there and did his thing with that pole, with the rotation of his hips and everything. Oh yeah, he know what he doing. That's what I'm saying. I'm wondering if some of these guys ever danced before, because they look like they're professionals at it. Between him and Carrington and Caleb, ooh, I needed my own fan. And look at Justine, like, okay, you know what? That's her man. I'm not looking. I'm covering my eyes. I thought that was so funny. But he came over there and he took control. He picked that girl up. That's what I'm saying. I've been to male stripper parties and strip clubs. They do the same type of technique. So I don't know what you've been doing over there, but he put her on that floor, and then he got a kiss because he knew he was on TV. CBS wasn't going to let him go too far. But he was able to get a kiss in and left her breathless on the floor. He got her on that neck. Oh, yeah. That was great. You talking about late night show on a Monday? Absolutely. Ladies, let me know what you all think about the guys again. I know I keep bringing it up, but... And guys, or guys, gals, whatever. Let me know what you think about both the guy strippers and the girl dancers, or vice versa. Let me know what you think. Give me your ratings. Let me know who your top 3 are, your top 5. So, I mean, it was her turn, and she got up and she did her thing. She's full of energy anyway. And she had her little fireman suit on, a little dress. I thought that was so cute. Hey guys, it's coming up on, and I don't know with the COVID thing, whether or not they're going to have the masquerade parties in the areas or not. But hey, it's coming up costume time for some folks. So hey, we'll see in October. But anywho, cute costumes that the girls had here too, and Johhny was really excited about seeing his girl Cely come over do her thing. She came up, backed that up, and kind of bounced her butt a little, and he looking like, whoa. You guys think that she did a good job? And then what she did with putting his finger in her mouth, you know what that signified to him. Okay? So yeah, I think she did a good job with her dance and what she did to Johhny to light his fire, because she's gonna be the one to put it out. But that was cool. I really enjoyed watching those two. So it was great. I'm glad that she's happy now. She has a big smile on her face. He has a big smile on his face. And they're just going to be happy together. So we'll see what happens with these two. I still get a 7 from me. All right. Let's move on to Moira and Calvin. Connor. Yeah, Connor. So Moira was originally paired up or coupled up with Connor because of the whole thing when Mackenzie left. And so now she has to make a decision who she want to stay with. And I think this was prearranged. Honestly, she knew Connor was still stuck on Mackenzie, and they probably had some conversation off screen about sending him home and, to be with Mackenzie. So, of course, she's making a big emotional statement about how this guy makes me laugh and he also makes me cry, and our conversation is deep, and I had to make this hard decision because I believe in love. And of course, it's not Benny because she never really had a connection with him. But it's Calvin, which I think she was with him before she got with Connor. Moira don't know. She don't know what she wants. She hasn't made it. Her connection that ship sailed 3 weeks ago with James. That's who her connection was with. But the both of them screwed it up. So she got to deal with it. Maybe she'll go after James. However, that left Connor to pursue that one person that he had a connection with, after Moira decided to choose Calvin. And he was happy. He was like, you know what, I'm out of here. Pretty much thanking him, meaning Calvin, say, hey, take my spot. I don't care. I'm out of here. I miss Mackenzie. I'm going to try to go back and make things right with her. And, Moira was feeling some kind of way about that because she doesn't have a connection. She don't want Calvin. And we'll talk about that in a little bit too. But yeah, her ship has sailed when she was talking with James weeks ago. And they were vibing and they messed it up. So like I said, unless she want to kind of backtrack and figure that whole thing out, maybe. But right now, there's nobody coming in at this moment in time or even with Calvin, that she can build a connection with. And poor Benny, he was like, hey, I'm glad I was just able to put Johhny and Cely back together by me being here. And he told him, take care of her. But let's talk about Calvin for a little bit. So he was telling in the confessionals that I'm just going to go back to the one person I have a connection with, and that's Mackenzie. You know what, Connor? If that's what you want to do, you do you. Hey, we might not agree with it. It's your life. Mackenzie likes it. You love it. He called her and FaceTimed her or, did a video call with her to say, hey, I'm coming home. And you got, I think he said, that bear is called Mr. Gus. He was like, hey, and you got Mr. Gus there too? Hey, I'm on my way back to see both of you if you'll have me. And Mackenzie was like, yes. Guys, you should have did that in the first place. So you ended up together. I hope it worked out for your guys' sake. It doesn't matter. We don't have to live with you, whether we agree with you or not. But best of wishes to the both of you. All right, so then let's get back to Moira, because now Moira is trying to step in somebody's toes when she had the conversation with Laurel, because she has an interest in Bennett, who's already talking to Kirsten. And you see I had to take a breath to that, because I'm like, really? Really? Let Kirsten have that. I mean, unless Bennett, which we'll talk about him because there's a conversation that Moira and Bennett has, but she goes and have a conversation with Justine and Cely, and they're telling her, yeah, go ahead and explore, if you're interested. And I'm thinking, like, how would you guys, Cely, Justine, would feel if somebody told a dude to go and interrupt what y'all got going on? I don't know if that didn't sit well with me too much. Granted, this is this type of show, but that he's into Kirsten right now. Kirsten is into him, and you want to interlope and get in the middle of that, and you guys are co-signing it. I mean, really, you just came out of something where somebody got in the way of Cely's relationship. and it was a big drama mess. Now you're going to say, hey, yeah, go get in the middle of that over there. Hey, that's just my thought. Let me know what you guys think. So Justine decides to help Moira kind of break the ice by trying to pull Calvin away from where I guess they were laying in the sun, both Bennett and Calvin, and Moira come and decide to take a seat. Bennett is not giving her the time of day in that moment. Awkward silence. Calvin was still there because Justine didn't do a good job of trying to get him out of there. But Bennett was like, oh, hi, yeah, whatever, hello, yeah, it's hot. Because she's like, whoo, it is really hot out here. And he's like, yeah, it's hot out here. And I got a tan line. I got to watch my tan line. I'm like, really? You know what you're trying to get him to imagine, right? And then he was like, yeah, you need to be careful with your choices of bathing suits. Okay, so that didn't throw you a bone there either, did it, Moira? Sorry. But yeah, I don't see the same connection with Bennett and her like I do with Bennett and Kirsten. So then here comes Calvin, want to have a sit-down conversation. And like I said in many episodes before, Moira know how to wear her feelings on her face. So he was like, I'm interested in, building on our connection. And she looking at him like, yeah, right. Really? And he's like, yeah, most of the time, me being here has been with you. And I'm liking, if you want to pursue that with me again, I would be open to that. And she's like, yeah, but, I'm kind of interested in Bennett and trying to see if there's a connection over there. So, I think I want to try to see what's there. And he was like, okay. I'll just let you, dictate how you want to move. And if I'm here, if you want to pursue something, and I'm looking like, dude, no, it ain't there. She's not interested. Y'all already was in the friend zone. You're going to try to bounce back? She already is not there with you. And it's going to be an uphill battle with her trying to penetrate this whole thing with Bennett and Kirsten, because they have a deeper connection than what she have. But, like I said, I feel sorry for Calvin, because he hasn't been able to connect with anybody. So Moira decides to go ahead and have a sit down with Bennett. And she's like, I just want to get a chance to talk to you, to let you know that I know you're into Kirsten, and I want to know if it'd be, would you be interested in building a connection with me? And he was like, well, yeah, I've been thinking about that too. And I'm like, what? Wait, no. Granted, listen, you guys are running out of time. It's not like we're 3 weeks ago or the end of August when the show started. You guys, if you got a connection with somebody like he has with Kirsten, you need to explore that. Trying to muddy up the waters, I should say, with bringing two people into this triangle is only going to cause drama, and you're not going to build upon anything. Justine and Caleb is so many galaxies ahead based on what a lot of these other couples are doing. They're asking the deeper questions on what's going to happen outside. You guys are still trying to play musical chairs with each other. So let's talk about the Hearts on Fire strip on strip, where we have Calvin doing his dance. He was okay. He was kind of funny. He tried to do a little something. He wasn't, like a Johhny or Carrington, but I don't think he did a bad job, but he did okay. I'll just say that. And, it put a smile on Moira's face, because she was like, man, after that dance, he might get a smooch from me. And I'm like, really? You just friend zone this dude. Now, because he danced for you, you're going to smooch on him, but then you are trying to connect with Bennett too. Please. I mean, honestly, I don't even think Moira should still be there because she's not building anything. She's just there. So, anywho, back to Calvin. I think he did a good job. I mean, like I said, it got Moira going a little bit, but I don't think it's enough to send her over the edge where she want to be in a relationship. And then there's Bennett. He did his dance. Again, I showed him earlier. But I think he did a good job. I think I think this guy is really intelligent. He speaks with an air of maturity. I like that. I think he's a little bit older, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's around 26, because I think the other guys are in their early 20s. So you can tell that there's some maturity there. But, yeah. So, and then, of course, Moira, it was her turn to do the strip dance, and she did an actual dance for Calvin. Okay. But then she turned around and she did dances for the other guys, but I don't think she did a bad job. She did pretty good herself. They didn't give her a lot of airtime, but okay. So now we're at the end of the show, and we got two new girls. One is Lakeland, who's 21 and a party girl. And she's just ready to come in here and party with the guys and kind of shake things up. I don't know, at this late end of the game, maybe she can turn some heads. Maybe she can get Calvin. He's available. See what he can do with them. And then we got Julia, who's 26. Now, she's a little bit older. So we'll see what she has up her sleeve as the little angel, because Lakeland is the little devil that came in. But it's going to be interesting because the previews for tomorrow actually showed them kind of shaking things up with, I think, Johhny and Calvin. And it had Cely looking some kind of way. And of course the girls is like, who the heck is coming up in here now? And, Cely looking like, what the heck is going on right here? So we'll see. You got to stay out of the doghouse, dude. Don't get yourself in trouble. And Laurel looking some kind of way too. So we'll see what these girls have going on in the next episode. So let's do our post notification shout out. If you want a shout out, leave your comments down below and I'll pick you. So our first notification shout out is to Worldwide. Thank you so much. I do see a lot of your comments. I appreciate them. Subscribe if you haven't, but I really appreciate your engagement in the channel. And our next shout out is going to Lady of Saints. Thank you so much as well. I see your comments as well. Please feel free to continue to comment. I appreciate your engagement in the channel. And our last but not least is Black Girl Love Island. Absolutely, Team Justine Unite. Thank you so much as well, Black Girl Love Island, for engaging in the channel. If you are new to the channel, please feel free to subscribe. Subscribe. And make sure you turn your notification bells on, because eventually I'm going to go live, so I want you guys to participate. So thank you so much for watching, and we will see you tomorrow in our next episode.